statement.
Another great SEC week ahead of us. We're going down a stretch of our last 2 weeks, last 4 games, obviously without the SEC tournament. And there's a lot of things that can shift for every team. There's no doubt about it. Rick Barnes brings in one of his best defensive teams. He is one of the most active, or at least he leads all active Division I coaches with 800 and I believe 36 wins. They're doing a great job collectively. Great size, great athleticism, great strength. One of the hottest teams in the country, and obviously the hottest team outside of Florida in our conference, having won 8 of their last 9. So I believe there'll be another ranked opponent coming into this building. I'm not sure if it even came out yet or
22.
not, but yeah, there you have it. Ranked opponent, another opportunity for us to go out and obviously defend home court. For us, a couple players, Trent Burns has done a tremendous job in the last 2 games of just impacting the game. I would say just from a mental standpoint, awareness, IQ, just being at the right place. He didn't come away with any rebounds, but he did impact the game in the paint. And that's an area that I have challenged him in. So for us, Trent Pierce has done a great job. Obviously, he's averaging about 14, 15 points as a starter during that span, shooting about 56%, 40% from 3. His length does cause problems, and he's doing a tremendous job as well. Mark Mitchell, again, you can't reiterate his versatility, one of the most versatile players in our conference, but also in the country. Looking at his assist to turnover ratio, looking at his overall assists per game in the SEC conference, he's recorded at least 8 assists in 3 of our last 4 games, and he has an assist to turnover ratio of 3.4. So I'm looking forward to seeing our environment, but also seeing the results, and I think our guys will continue to put in what they need to put in to get on the positive side of things.
Questions?
Coach, when you look at this matchup with Tennessee and just how good they are on the boards, what's the value of rebounding going to be in this one?
We got to grab the ball with 2 hands. We've been able to out-rebound or at least put ourselves in a good situation, especially when we play Florida, another team that reminds me of the impact that Tennessee can make on the glass. So to see that we have the ability to do it, we just got to be consistent at it. And I believe our guys, it starts with the mindset, and starts with grabbing the ball with 2 hands, and starts with positioning. You got to be able to position yourself and come away with the possessions you need to come away with. So we got to have all guys on board. You can't have guys with just 4 rebounds. We got to have somebody with 8 or 10. So.
Just kind of on that note, with Tennessee's height, just how do you see them use that to their advantage, and how does that match up with how you guys use it?
So not only do they have great height, they have great width. They have wide shoulders, they got wide hips, they got strength in those positions. There's no doubt in my mind, if you look at the size of, Jalen Carey, who we've played against at transfer SEC experience, his width is more important than his height. There's not one big man, no matter how tall they are, that stops him from doing what he does, because his width is an advantage. The same with their freshman Brown. I think he does a good job as well, getting positioning. But it's an identity of Rick Barnes' teams in the past, but also how he coaches. And for me, you have 5 post players on that roster who can make an impact, especially when they're healthy. From a guard perspective, there's none better than Gillespie at making shots and leading. Tremendous player. And obviously, you look at Bishop Boswell, someone we recruited, a kid that young but making an impact. He is one of their glue guys, and a kid that's making a real impact.
Coach, according to KenPom, you've been more willing to play guys with 2 fouls throughout the first half this season. And so I'm curious.
Ken Palm said that about
Ken
me?
Palm said that
Man,
about
I
you.
gotta talk to Ken Palm.
Okay. I'm curious if that's a conscious choice that you wanted to make going into this season, or if that's just kind of how things have played out through this year.
So when you rely on your depth in the past, you can use that to rotate guys. But when it comes down to it, you know, players are going to play, and guys know how to stay out of foul trouble. If you look at the ratio of guys actually fouling out, it's not a high number of guys doing that, even if they get 2 fouls early. I think the referees do a good job. I am saying that publicly. The referees do a good job. I'm not getting fined, right? The referees do a good job of letting our players play. As a conference, we got to lower our physicality because we are leading all Power 5 conference in fouls per game. So that hurts us in the NCAA tournament when we get there. But, you know, again, when it comes down to style of play, you have to be able to not hurt yourself and inflict yourself in situations. Now, if Sean Phillips picked up 2 fouls, I have to take him out. But when other guys pick it up, I'm more willing to allow them to play just because there's no telling, offense or defense, Sean can pick up a foul, right? He will pick up a foul just running down the court sometimes. And we have to, because his magnet to fouls is a little bit stronger than others, we have to be careful, especially when it's him. Now, we want our guys to play. We want them to play through mistakes, play through fouls, but we got to stop fouling, man. We're fouling too much away from the basket. We're fouling too much, and we're putting our defense in a disadvantage because of the foul count, but in addition to that, the bonus. So I'd rather use them in the paint than 94 feet away from the basket.
Dennis, when you talk about the physicality of this league, I mean, it's a whole season of just SEC teams beating up on each other, right? Well, how does it kind of affect teams, I guess, when you get to this point in the season? Of course, we head to marching tournaments now.
Well, first of all, I wish every team good health moving forward, because this is the time frame where something can or impact your final stretch. We have a great number of teams that's possibly fighting for NCAA tournament bids. Last year we had an unbelievable amount. This year, hopefully we still get into that double-digit number. 11, 12, I think 11 is the number now that everyone's talking about. So the depth is great. The physicality can wear you down. And while we're steady beating each other up, especially when it comes down to the SEC tournament, you know, I wish we didn't play on the last day that we have. I wish it would move up somehow, because we do need a break, and our teams need a break, and I think that can help our teams move forward a little bit better, you know. But I wish everybody good health, physicality. That's the league. Our athleticism is top notch. Our skill is top notch. We have some great players, great individual players, great young players, great seniors, great transfers, and some unbelievable coaches. So it's part of our identity, it's part of our culture, it's part of our conference, and it's not going to change. So I look forward to it every year.
On the fouls, when you're using a usually a little bit shorter rotation than you have the past couple of years, when foul trouble does arise at multiple spots like it did Saturday, just how much different is that for you game planning wise than maybe what would have happened in a game like that last year or 2 years ago?
I can't comment on fouls. But I would say this, not every foul is called. Not every foul is called. And on the contrast to not every foul is called, everything's not a foul. Referees have a difficult job. We have to be able to allow the game to flow, but also not put ourselves in a situation where it's obvious calls. And I think we get caught with the obvious and the reactions of a call that hurts us. And we have to be able to not foul so much, but still thin line, be physical, but do it without fouling. And that comes down to positioning. It comes down to anticipation. It comes down to, you know, just being aware and understanding what risks to take and what risks not to take. Our guys don't try to, right? But it's part of the game. And Coach Barnes, from a physical standpoint, they're going to rely on the line to execute, but also they have a great time of possession, meaning in terms of early shots, quick shots. They are opportunists. If you give them a turnover, they'll transition right into it. But for the most part, you're not going to speed them up. You're not going to take their basketball. They just try to physically punish you from inside out, and their guards make plays, and there's a healthy balance of it. So we have to do our job and play well without fouling and play as physical, because that team does pose that risk of physically just annihilating you. We have to do that without fouling. We have to meet that face to face without putting ourselves in a bad spot. So another SEC game that's going to be tough, another ranked opponent. That'll be 3 straight, correct? 3 straight. But it says just, when it comes down to it, how tough our conference is, and what we've said all along from the beginning to the end of this season, that you have to go out and give your very best. You have to go out and just take it one game at a time. You got to go out and respond. And every scout is an adverse reaction to the contrast, and we got to be able to not inflict on ourselves, but get it to the end. Get it to the end of the game and make sure you're in a position where you can win it.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks. MIZ.